Apus, y'all, and welcome to your weekly astrology forecast. I am Sha'Lunetra, and let's get into the energies of this week. Hopefully, you had an amazing full moon over the weekend. It was very, very intense. Lots of things came up for the collective. Look, the horns were playing. The horns got loud, didn't they? The horns was playing for somebody. Let me turn this down. But hopefully what came up for you, you were able to shift and you were able to move through it and allow yourself some grace as you're working through these new identities that came forward for a lot of us. So let's get into what's coming up over the next couple of days. Week's theme is building the vision after the initiation. Last week's Scorpio Full Moon and Antares Stargate and Royal Star activations opened a very powerful portal within the collective. Lots of revelations were revealed. Lots of new energies were emerging out of, some would say out of nowhere, but it's everything that was lying underneath the surface for however that showed up for you. Emotional truths surfaced. Many were called to release old identities and step into a new level of authenticity. Lots of throat chakra activations over these last 2 to 3 days. This week's shifts the focus from transformation into embodiment. The question becomes, what am I now prepared to build? Okay, what am I now prepared to build? The cosmic energies support grounding recent insights into practical action, refining your vision, strengthening your foundations, and preparing for the Orion activation that is coming up on June 7th. Again, I love these Stargate and these high frequency activations for the collective. We are coming up on the summer months, so there's going to be lots and lots of galactic information that I get to share with you all, and that's really what, as you can see, it really lights me up. So I'm so excited for the collective. So the current planetary landscape. So currently in tropical astrology, we have Sun in sidereal astrology, we have Sun in Taurus, Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini, Mars in Aries, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, and Pluto in Capricorn. So lots of Geminian energy as we are in tropical Gemini energy and moving into the collective being collectively in Gemini energy. So you could be feeling a lot of increased intellectual frequencies coming in, or talking faster or stumbling over your words, things like that. Lots of Geminian energy, okay? Collectively, we are navigating a blend of grounded Taurus energy, expansive Gemini communication, courage, Aries action, and a Piscean spiritual integration. This week is not about rushing ahead, it's about creating structures capable of supporting you in what's coming next. On June 2nd, we have the Sun Sextile Saturn, one of the most supportive aspects this week. The Sun sextiling Saturn brings rewards for us, for those who've done the work. Discipline, consistency, long-term thinking, strategic planning, and maturity. After the emotional intensity of the full moon, Saturn helps us organize the lessons we've learned, because some lessons definitely came flinging through over the weekend, okay? So Saturn not only helps you structure and organize something, but it helps you mature, right? This is excellent energy for business planning, refining offers, strengthening systems, creating schedules, and making practical commitments. Remember, you got to create something with Capricorn energy. I always tell people when I see Capricorn in their chart, you got to create something. You have to set a goal and you have to make actual practical moves towards that goal. Saturn is going to make you do something. You see those goats, how they be scaling the wall or scaling up those trees. Those are actual physical moves, okay? So Saturn energy is going to help you organize those lessons, all right? The message becomes small, consistent actions create lasting results. Again, small, consistent actions create lasting results. Ask yourself, what vision deserves my commitment? Because I'm sure you received something. What vision deserves my commitment? Okay. Moving into June 3rd, we have Mercury square Neptune. I heard dun dun dun. So this is the primary energetic lesson of the week. Mercury governs thinking and communication. Neptune governs intuition, imagination, spirituality, and higher perception. When they form a square, we are asked to balance logic and intuition. There's going to be a lot around the communication, as I almost said communication, but we're asked to balance what's logical, and if I am receiving something, my intuition and discernment is saying something to me, we got to have that balance, right? So you may notice increased dreams, psychic sensitivity, spiritual downloads or crown loads, as we like to call them, creative inspiration, confusing communication, and unclear information. So this is not an ideal day for assumptions. Instead, journal, meditate, observe, and learn. I'm going to say that again. Journal, meditate, observe, and learn. If something is confused, if you can't have direct communication about it, at least have direct communication with yourself about it so that you can move forward, okay? The highest expression of this transit is allowing intuition and reason to work together. Ask yourself, what truth exists beyond appearances? What truth exists beyond appearances? On June 4th, we have some galactic energies coming through. We have Sun opposite the Great Attractor and Sun opposite Apus. So the Great Attractor, it's, if you think about what the word attractor is and the word great in front of it, it's a part of the galactic sky or celestial sky that attracts energy to it, right? And so this is one of the most significant galactic alignments of the week. The Great Attractor is associated with destiny recalibration, course corrections, expanded perspectives, Gemini, expanded perspectives, and soul level alignment. Let me say that again, right? Destiny recalibration, course corrections, expanded perspectives, and soul level alignment. Many people experience synchronicities, unexpected insights, changes in direction, greater clarity around purpose. This alignment often reveals where we have been operating from outdated assumptions. Apus, the bird of paradise, adds frequencies of inspiration, beauty, and higher vision. You may suddenly recognize a new opportunity, a different direction, a deeper purpose, or a clearer understanding of your mission. The key is not to force immediate action, but simply notice what is being revealed. This is going to be a beautiful day to really connect in, and it's 10:23, so 1, 2, 3, to really connect in and to see where I can expand, where can I bring in some creativity, and really take note. Those of us who are very spiritually sensitive, you've been taking some drastic actions, you've been taking some major course corrections, and I want you to applaud yourself because your spirit councils are proud of you. Your higher angelics are proud of you, even if they were uncomfortable, okay? That's literally the energy this week. You just felt it earlier. Those energies, we often do feel several days before because when you are working with these energies, and if you've been around for my galactic and astrology forecast, I work you through the energies of the week so your body can start to recognize and tune into what's really happening. One of the things I like to say, we want to navigate the energy. We want to get ahead of the energy. We want to utilize the energy so that the energy is not dragging us. So if you feel something, if a shift came in, if you're noticing different gifts are coming online, if you're noticing all of a sudden you wake up in your intellect, your consciousness, you just feel like a completely different person. It's because you've been working with these huge energies to program the huge energy that you are, right? So moving into June 5th, reflection and refinement. The energy invites honest assessment. Following the Great Attractor's revelations, this becomes a powerful day for review. Consider what is working, what is no longer working, what requires adjustment, what deserves further investment. Growth requires periodic refinement, okay? So if you felt like you hit a plateau, if something is stagnant, that is signaling to you have to change something. Something has to change so that you can continue to elevate, okay? Not every opportunity is meant to be pursued, and not every idea is meant to be expanded. This day supports strengthening what is already aligned. So take the time, take the moments to really feel through and see what is going on, okay? And then on June 6th, preparing for the Orion gateway on June 7th. The energy begins shifting towards innovation, vision, and future possibilities. We love the possibilities and probabilities around here. Themes include community, collaboration, innovation, new perspectives, and constructive transformation. This is preparation energy. Orion alignment begins on June 7th and will bring new waves of activation, visibility, and galactic connection. And y'all already know I'm going to tap into through and with. They said to, through and with the Orions. So the biggest lessons of this week: build before you expand. The cosmos is rewarding consistency more than speed. Balance logic and intuition. Not every answer can be reasoned, and not every answer can be felt. Wisdom emerges when both work together. Remember, you have to balance. If you've been stagnant, you're not balancing. That's dead mosquito water. Get rid of it. Do something. Change ponds, right? Change locations. That's specific for somebody. Change how you are actually moving around something, okay? And make actual steps, okay? This energy is about making actual steps towards what is in alignment, okay? Trust destiny adjustments. The Great Attractor often redirects us towards greater alignment. A course correction is not a setback. I'm going to say that again. A course correction is not a setback. That is where your alignment is, okay? It is guidance, all right? Strengthen your foundations. This is a week for tending the roots rather than chasing the harvest. And prepare for Orion. The next galactic chapter begins. Listen, this Gemini energy is tearing me up. Blit. But it's very high vibrational, and I love it. The next galactic chapter begins June 7th. What you organize now becomes the foundation for what is unfolding next. So that has been your guidance for this week. Enjoy this week, okay? You've been through a lot over the last few days. More still may come up for you. And we have some beautiful galactic energies to teach on this week. And as always, I love y'all. Until next time, peace.